Hi, I'm Susan, and welcome back to my channel. This is a place we talk about how to help leaders find their voice and use their voice. Not just to find it and use it, but to use it on purpose with intention to have a specific impact, because that's what it's all about, right? We want to have impact on the world. That's what we're called to do. We can't do it if we don't know and trust our own voice. So we're going to be talking about today, we're going to talk about how to recover, okay, when you don't use your voice so well or you misused your voice. Happens to the best of us. I have been in the field of leading people for over 20 years, and everything that I share with you, I'm sharing because I have used these tips, I have used these methods to help develop myself and other leaders. I will share with you that within the past 4 years, I went through a devastating time in my health for 2 years straight. Physically, mentally, spiritually, everything wiped right out. And as I started to heal through that and come out of that, I found how desperately I needed to retune my own voice and then use it in a way that yielded the greatest impact. And I had lost my way for a while. So I believe so deeply that I am not the only one that has happened to. I really believe that at least 1 out of 9 people that I encounter in this field doing this work are right there. They're either in it, they're in burnout, they're grieving, they're on their way and on their journey to healing. But the most tragic thing, in my opinion, is when healing doesn't happen and you stay stuck, because then the world misses out on the very best parts of who you are and what you have to offer. And that would be terrible. So if this sounds like the right place for you, based on what I just said, give me a like, hit subscribe so that you know when I'm coming out with new things. And please use the comments to let me know, is this ringing true for you? Do you have more questions? And do you want to work on this for yourself? Because if that is the case, let me know. I'm here for you. Okay, so we have talked about how to find your voice, how to use your voice, where to share your voice. We need to talk a little bit about what happens when you're in that place of practicing and you think, this is good. I am in a good spot here, and this is a great spot for me to practice. So here I go. I am prepared. I know my values. I know that I'm getting from here to there. I'm healing. I'm learning. And then you come out strong out of the gates, right? I think they call that coming in hot. So let's say you just came in hot and your voice just went, kind of unrefined and kind of just with all out there, not super polished, but good for you. You did it. You need to celebrate that, because when you go from that place of feeling it here and knowing that it's creeping its way up out of your mouth and you choose to just choke it down and not say anything, missed opportunity. So this is why when it doesn't go well, we champion anyway and we celebrate anyway, because it means you took a risk and it means you believe in yourself and it means that you know it's not the end of the world, right? The only person putting that much pressure on you is you. Okay. When you're in leadership, you can feel that others are putting that kind of pressure on you, but if you don't give them permission, they can't. Okay, so it's always going to feel that way. You're always going to feel like someone else is trying to put their expectation and their standards and their values and all of their stuff on you. When you stand strong in your own value system and have your own voice and use your voice to deliver your mission and your purpose to have impact, you're going to see people start to change, because they're going to know there is a boundary around you that they can't cross. And they're going to go try that with someone who might be less practiced and less refined. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with that person. It means they're probably still on their own journey and they haven't made that transformational change that you are making right now. So again, if you feel like, wow, that did not go well, give yourself a clap, pat yourself on the back, because we're going to celebrate that. And we're going to talk about how to rebound, right? So how you're going to recover. There are, for today's purposes, I put three on my board that I'm always looking at. I put 3 on my board. You can do this in a variety of ways. However, I have found from my own experience and coaching other people how to do this, and leaders who are really eager to rebound, this is a couple great strategies to do this. The first one, you have got to have humility. When something doesn't go well, humility is your best friend. And here's what I mean by that. Humility means we own it, okay? Humility is not being apologetic. So hear me in this, especially ladies, my women friends. We are so quick to apologize our way out of anything, even when we do something good. If we're not certain that somebody appreciated it, we just start with oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Don't do that to yourself. That is like your voice here and squishing it. Stop saying you're sorry unless you tripped someone on purpose. Then you can say, I'm sorry. But don't do that to yourself. You cannot harness the very best pieces of who you are when you're constantly apologizing for it. Let's let that sit there for 1 second. Don't apologize for who you are and for what you have to say. Can you hit me with a like on that if that rings true for you? Don't do it. That is not the same as owning whatever went wrong. Did you say something out of context? Did you say something that was meant for someone else? Did you say something that had a little bit of wrapping and sprinklings of words that just weren't necessary, that kind of triggered someone else? I don't know what might have gone wrong for you in that occasion, because so many things can go wrong, but you know. So in your owning it, you can just mention and you can acknowledge without having to apologize. You know, I said some things. I'm not sure this was the appropriate place to say that. I regret saying that. If you regret it, don't apologize. If you regret it, or acknowledge, this was not the room for those words. So let me reframe that. Or that was really a story for someone else, and I shouldn't have shared that with you. I'm going to have to ask for grace on that one. There are so many ways to be humble and true. Now, here's the thing. Don't try to wrestle humility and just throw it out at someone if you don't genuinely have it. Okay? So this is a little journey of self-discovery and owning your stuff and being true to who you are. I have a feeling if you've been here this long, this rings true to you. So humility is your best friend when something doesn't go right using your voice. That's number 1. Number 2, authenticity. This whole thing, this whole shebang is really being authentic. But your second tip is transparency. And here's what I mean about that. Transparency is used and misused a bazillion different ways, depending on how someone might be trying to manipulate a situation. Sometimes people will come at you in leadership, and because you didn't share something that the team has been working on, you didn't share it before it was time to share, they're going to go for your jugular and try to tell you that you're not being transparent. That's one example of a misuse. If you are making decisions that are out of alignment with the mission and you're trying to hide that from your team, that's not being transparent. It's a whole host of other things, but if you're not sharing what you're doing and why with the appropriate people, then transparency might be an issue. So when you go back to the example of where something didn't really go well, having humility is the first step, but being transparent about maybe why that happened. So for example, if I said something I shouldn't have, and I already said that might have been for someone else, then to take it to the place of transparency, I would share with that person to say, listen, whether you're aware of it or not, I just want to share this with you. There are so many elements of this job that are important to me that I do well. I'm constantly practicing new areas of where I need to develop. having these kind of conversations they're hard for me, and I'm practicing. And I'm sure you can appreciate that when you practice, things don't go well sometimes. So it's not personal at all. It's just me on a journey. And if there was something that led us closer together, great. If there was something that might have jeopardized our relationship, I want to make sure you hear me, that I own that. And it wasn't personal. It was me making a mistake or being off. And my pledge to you is that as I continue to practice on my journey, I'm going to bring you the very best. It is my hope that that was a one-off. Most people are really going to hear that and appreciate it. And you know what? Probably be inspired to have that level of transparency with other people that they are in relationship in their life, whether it be at work, at home, or wherever. Does that make sense for you? Is that hitting it for you? And can you envision yourself having that kind of communication? If you can, you are in that place of transforming. You're really getting this, knowing and using your voice. If that feels so foreign to you and you just think there's no way you could do that without being a puddle of sweat or turning into, a ball of flames or whatever, let me know. Just hit me up in the comments. You can put a little fiery flame. You can say, no way. I would not be comfortable with that. Teach me more. Tell me more. Make a video on just how to do that. Whatever it is that works for you, I'm here to help you go from here, where you're tired, you're burnt out, and you're really having a hard time, to over here, where you are purposed, you're confident, you're flowing in your groove, and you're at peace in your mind with the leader that you are. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3, the third way that you're going to rebound when you misuse your voice is you're going to rebound with confidence. Yes, I said confidence. Now, let me acknowledge this as we're all practicing this whole knowing and using our own voice thing. Your confidence is going to be like one of the, master roller coaster loop-de-loops, major amusement park ride. It will, because you have to remember that nothing happens in a vacuum, and there is no place that exists where when you have confidence, you never feel lack of confidence. It's kind of a balancing act. So your confidence might be way up here in one situation, and then something happens and you're like, oh boy, right? But let me tell you, when this is happening with your confidence, this is why having your voice established and knowing how to use it is going to keep these scales rebalanced in a much faster way than in the old days when you didn't really know your voice and you didn't trust it. Because in those days, you might have been all the way here and never budged, or you might have been all the way here and never budged, or you might have been here, but just kind of blind to everything. So you have to choose to have confidence. And there are lots of different approaches to, fake it till you make it. Just put yourself out there. I'm not going to change who I am. There's lots of different ways people can do this. The power pose. Listen, I love a good power pose. Don't get me wrong. Theme song in your head, whatever it is. But you have to know it is a journey, and it is not always a journey that happens in order. So again, over 20 years developing and leading people, confidence ebbs and flows. But when you gain confidence in knowing your voice, those moments where you question your own confidence become less extreme, and they become more refined and defined for your own experiences. And you care much less about what the onlookers might be thinking, because in every time that you are questioning yourself, whatever the circumstance might be, maybe you're leading a meeting, maybe you're having a one-on-one, maybe you're giving a public speech to the community. When your own confidence starts to get at you, you can let other people's ideas, opinions, and feedback just take you from your own hit to your confidence way down to where it doesn't need to be. And it takes that much more energy and strength to build yourself dig yourself really out of it. There's a way to prevent that for yourself. Every time you hone in your own voice to make it stronger, and you practice over and over again, using it, asserting it, and correcting yourself with humility, transparency, and confidence, those interactions that you have in the future where you might have been taken down 10 pegs in the past, you might be down 2. And one good night of rest and you're back at it again, and you feel good and you feel better. It's not just for protecting how you feel, but it's really for making sure that your voice can continue to go forth and have impact, because impact is what it's all about. So this is why on this platform, we always share things that are working, things that are not. We're going to champion every single effort, whether it was successful or not. When you're using your skills and you're staying practiced with your skills, that is an amazing opportunity for you to get from here to there. I am so excited for you on your journey. So I want you to think about this for about 2 seconds. Did any of this resonate for you? Hit the like button, please. Did any of this make you eager to hear a little bit more and continue on your own journey of finding and using your voice with confidence? Please hit the like button and the subscribe button. I am here for you. I am here to help you with any part of what you need to be at your very best. So I thank you so much for choosing to be part of this community where it is safe to be heard, it is safe to share, and I'm just so excited for you on your journey. So we are going to make that pledge for each other. Once you're done with this, you're going to reflect. Am I using my voice? Do I know my voice? And where am I going to go share it? And how do I recover? All of those things keep you moving forward. I am psyched for you. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Hit subscribe so that you know when I'm coming back out with some content. And any questions you have, hit me up. I'm here for you.